All right, Brian from toofab here. Pleasure to speak with you all. I can't wait for this show to start because I was a fan back then. I love that they brought it back, and to see all you in it is also just fantastic. But my first question for you is, when you first heard, who your fellow co-stars, housemates were going to be, was there something that you like, number one, was the bit of gossip you wanted to immediately ask about? And were you successful in getting some intel?
That's the thing, is we didn't know who our castmates were. It was top secret.
They did a good job too.
Yeah, they did a really good job. I thought I had some of them. And we didn't know, you literally didn't know who else was on the show until the moment you walked in, and they sent us in one at a time. I don't know who was first, but I had the pleasure of coming last.
When you did see, I was gonna say, when you did see who everyone was, then did the gears start turning? You're like, I need to pull this person aside to talk about this.
I don't know.
I feel like when I walked in, you're in a situation. It's not like you're just getting to meet someone and say, hey, and you spend an hour or two with them. Like, we truly lived together, 24 hours a day, the good, the bad that comes along with all of that. So you really got to know everybody for who they are. And I think everybody has moments. I don't know what will be shown on the show because, we film so much where, you get to know people on a way deeper level than you would ever expect. And I think that's the coolest part about this show. You're putting 8 big personalities in a situation that they normally wouldn't be in. And I think that that's what makes this show unique and going to be really fun to watch.
And also, I think that we are kind enough people that we weren't going to go straight for the gossip. Although Tamar did ask Stormy, so was the question everybody wanted to know. Like you were the last one in the house, and it was like, who is she? And boom, she went straight for the jugular. But I don't think anyone pulled anyone aside and said, "Is it true that have you ever so and so?"
Yeah, we wanted to get to know each other first.
Right, you got to know each other first, and then everything is revealed.
And then it comes out as you go. And, going into this for each of you, was there anything you were hoping to show people, like a different side of you or something specific maybe you were hoping to clear up, a misconception? Just what, I guess, were the goals going into this for you all?
I wanted to go into a situation where I didn't know what was going on, and I almost wanted to put myself in a situation that I was going to be uncomfortable. Because knowing me, I'm like, okay, I'm like the only social media person that could potentially be here. I've watched the show before. It's with 8 celebrities. I'm like, am I going to be like the social media person? Like, is no one going to know who I am? Is anyone going to even relate to me on any way, shape, or level? And so I wanted to go into it and kind of push myself in that way to see if I could be in a situation like this and either like sink or swim, So that's what I went in for. And I feel like I definitely accomplished what I wanted to get accomplished.
Were you uncomfortable, Manny, at any place?
I literally, the first day I was like, I want to leave.
Really?
You didn't show that.
I literally was like, after everyone there, I'm like, oh my God, I have to go.
I would never know that.
Me neither.
You were everybody's little brother and everybody's favorite. I feel anyway.
It's like with that internal like strife of like, sometimes it's easy to feel like, am I enough? Like, am I enough to be here? Am I enough to be this person, to be in this situation? And I had that struggle in the beginning. But as the show continued, I felt like I was like your guys' real castmate, and I was with you guys like the whole way, Towards the end, that was like my own personal like journey. But in the beginning, it was like really tough. Like, I just didn't know how to handle. I never even had a roommate in my whole life. I was like,
if it makes you feel better, when I called my daughter and told her everybody who was on the show, you're the only one she knew.
That tracks.
Well, that makes me feel better.
She's like, oh my God! Because she's 11 and watches YouTube and loves makeup, but she didn't know who. I was like, how do you not know who Malcolm in the Middle is? She's like, I was like, Dennis Rodman. She's like,
relative.
Can you get Manny's autograph? Right. Oh my God.
You'll learn that you got to check your ego at the door, because again, cameras on all the time, and people are revealed. Their whole self gets revealed by the end of the series, and we'll see what ends up on the air. We don't know that either. We didn't know who was going in. We don't know how it's all going to end up. So we're all excited and ready.
And some of you have experience in reality TV competition shows, but this is a very different beast. I mean, you're getting filmed 24/7. You're thrown in with all these personalities. Just, did you have concerns before going in about maybe you wouldn't mesh well with people, or what maybe I'm going to say something that I'm going to regret and it's going to be caught on camera.
Okay, yeah, I think I was the most high risk for that. I was very concerned, and I was actually made the guarantee that this would not happen because I initially said no over and over because I was afraid that there would be somebody on the show that would provoke or instigate or push me into perhaps saying something that could affect my still open legal cases.
Yeah, which would be a big problem for you.
Right. So that was, I think I was the only one at the biggest risk, financially via lawsuit stuff. You know what I mean? Like I still have open
extra
cases.
Careful with what you were able to say.
They're like, no, we promise it's no politicians or anything like that. Because I was like, not doing it. And then like, we won't tell you who it is, but we do promise you that it's no one from the Trump organization.
You're safe there. And any other concerns for the rest of you, I guess, before you showed up in the house?
I don't think I've ever been as nervous as I was walking into the house. You know what I mean? Because like we had to stay in our vans. They did a really good job of hiding everybody going in, so you didn't see anybody until the moment you walked in. And I was just so like I was shaking. And Manny, you came up to me first, and you kind of showed me around the house, and it made me feel really comfortable. And then Kim, and it was definitely nerve-wracking. But one of those experiences I can look back and I honestly can say it was one of the like coolest experiences I've been a part of, and also one of the craziest. You know what I mean? It was truly surreal.
Truly. I was scared there was gonna be a homophobe. Like low key.
And then you'd be trapped.
If I go, like, what if I'm going to meet someone that like is not about the glam and the men in makeup and what I do, and that's always a little bit of my fear, because like not all of America is the same. It's not built the same. I live in LA. I'm in a liberal bubble, so I was like, if I go in a situation where I'm like with a homophobe, like what am I going to?
You can't get out.
Like I was, and I can't leave for 3 weeks. Like what am I going to do in that situation? So that was a big part for me. I was really scared that I was going to run into someone that wasn't about my lifestyle, and thinking that it was like a choice and all these things are super, super Christian. I was like, what am I going to do?
I can't say anything. I hope they show some of that.
And meanwhile, you got Dennis saying, do my makeup. Hey, man.
Oh, totally. Hey, Dennis is like, man, you got a nice
I've never had my eyebrows plucked so good.
Like the trailer, he's naked in it the whole time. So I imagine that was just something you had to quickly get used to.
You don't get used to that. And I mean, I said I saw more penis on this than I do at my real job.
That's a lot.
I'm Dennis Rodman's dong's height. Like, so it was really rough for me being 5'4".
You're just like, no, right in the eye line.
Why is it looking at me?
Real, Frankie.
Looking away before you hurt somebody. Yeah.
My last question is, who do you think was the best mediator in the house, if you needed one, and maybe who was the biggest pot stirrer on the flip side?
Frankie's hands down the best mediator.
Yeah. He's actually the biggest man in the house.
Yeah.
Biggest man in the house, for sure.
I agree.
No.
Followed by Manny. Manny also, he would dole out some wisdom. Like, stop it.
Manny was always found himself not necessarily involved in the drama, but around. Okay. So he had to play,
I was a big mediator for like a lot of things.
Yeah.
100%. I am that gay bestie person in the show. 100%.
And flip side pot stirrer, who was it?
I feel like Dennis. I think Dennis was the biggest pot stirrer to me.
Yeah, of course. Hands down.
Because he would ask interesting questions to start.
Dennis is the pot.
Hello. He literally is the pot. He literally would say shit that I'm like, why are you asking that, Dennis?
He's making TV. He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think he knew what he was doing, but he was making TV. That's for sure.
And that's what counts.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you all for your time. I can't wait to see the show. And just good luck with everything.